Yesterday, about 4 o'clock, this man rings me. Could we have an Abbott in London for a big rap artist? I thought, well, we could if we can get a low loader. So I've had a little ring around, and we did get a low loader, and they did pay. Normally they've got champagne dreams and lemonade pockets, and they ask for all these things, we line it up, and then they've got £9 to spend, and they've got to crowdfund it. But these people have got a budget, and they paid, so it's happening. So the low loader's coming at 7:30 tomorrow, leaving at 8, get there for 11, meet this big rap artist. He must be big because they won't tell us who he is. Who's a big rap artist, Robert? Shania Twain. Am I out of touch? Nah, maybe. Anyway, we're knocking around, and we're going to use Barry's Abbott. I just thought it'd be nice. We bought it some time ago, and we've never really used it for anything, well, apart from straightening bumpers yesterday. So we thought, as the batteries are on it, we'll give it a blast around London. And I might even do a live stream. You never know. So, we've done our Tanks-alot adjustment and got brand new, huge wing mirrors. I don't care, people taking the piss out of me and the size of my wing mirrors. I don't kill many people, and it's because of that. And I also did another thing, another little job on Barry's tank. Look at that puppy. They're hard to find, and I found a couple in a box in somebody's shed, and I removed the one that had been cobbled together. But they say that I will keep Barry's carpet. Now, this isn't a normal carpet, this is a magic carpet, and if the tank breaks down, I can get on that and I can skateboard or something similar back to where the low loader is. Aladdin used to own that. Now, it's very nice inside this. It's got a little seat here that's not normally there, but it helps you stand out the top. And it's got all these shells, it's all bombed up, and it's just a beauty. And what I love about it is it's got that smell. Now, anyone who's been in an Abbott knows what I'm talking about. You get a smell. It's like a canvassy gunpowder smell. You just know it's been fired a lot, and people have sweated in it, and goodness knows what else in it. But you can't mistake that smell. That wooden thing there is when they take these to Africa, if you find like wildebeest and that, and they're having trouble birthing, it's for sort of prodding and poking things out. They're a multi-role vehicle. And those big black things, that's where your ration packs go. That takes, the one on the left is always sausages, the middle one is stew, and the one on the left is Maltesers. And then that big black one in the corner, that's custard goes in that big black one. It's all good stuff. And it's got another sweet dispenser somewhere else, because you've got to keep your calories up. Yeah, some interesting stuff in the back of this. Now, he's got a battery laying there, and I bet that's where he used to fire it with electric depth. There's a few rusty tools. We'll throw our own bunch of tools in that we take everywhere. We have this box called the Get Out of Jail box, and it's got everything in it that you could ever need in an emergency when you're arrested. Things like solicitors' numbers and members of the Metropolitan Force that we've trained to drive tanks, and all them little things, and all the rules and bits and pieces you can do in a tank and what you can't do in a tank. Because quite often we get stopped, and it's nice to be informed. Saying that, I've never shown my box to a policeman, even though I have been detained once or twice. But it's not my job to educate people. And I like people being kept in the dark a little bit. Yeah, it's a very nice Abbott, this. It wants a good sandblast and a real proper paint job. And after this booking, maybe we'll do it. Before you take your tank out, you do a thing called first parade, and at Tanks-alot we do a second parade and a third parade as well, which nobody knows about this.
We'll do a gay parade every now and again.
We've done a gay parade. I did 6 of them in a pink one of these Abbotts. In fact, it's hiding over here. There it is, bright pink tank. Woohoo! I saw some sights that day. Yeah, some of them sights I can never unsee. Anyway, back to this one. What we do is we check the oil in the final drives down here, and there's a bit of a kind of a crank in it, so if you're not careful they look full and they ain't. And then we do the engine oil, gearbox oil, steering oil, we do the fan oil, injector pump oil, very, very important. That's done with automatic transmission fluid. Technically you're supposed to have your smoke dischargers and the end of your barrel covered when you're driving around. A bit like taking your gun to a gun shop. It should be in a sock. You can't just walk down the street with your shotgun. It should be in a sock, and then it's legal. And we'll be checking all the lights and this kind of stuff. but your oils and your lubes are important. We'll be putting 4 spare batteries in the back, and then if a fuel pump, a lift pump died, we can just run it on batteries. Because it's a diesel engine, it's still pulling quite a lot of current from that big old lift pump. And I've known these suddenly stop charging in the middle of a booking. Belt and braces, belt and braces. But all in all, Barry's tank is a nice tank. A very complete tank. Yeah, that pipe on the back that goes around there, that's for a sprinkler system. So you can have a shower in the mornings. Good bit of kit. And that thing there is for toasting, that's a toaster. Or is it an NBC kit? I think it's the filter actually. Nothing to do with toast, I'm just diversifying a bit. And about diversifying, look at our Pinzagauer, look at them front bumpers. They have been heated, welded, beaten, bonked, wallops and everything you could possibly imagine. And now it's my job as the filler man to take any little marks out and make them look just like new. And I think we finished the back ones pretty well. I mean, if you look at that, anyone who watched last night's video, oh, look at that. Now it's just my job now to make them look new. But they're straight, they're just a bit scratched. But this is going to make a nice old girl. Now, these are huge inside, but the funny thing is, when you open them up and you actually look in them, just see if I can open the door, they are bloody huge, but they've only got 2 seats aside. That's all they've got. And that, so it's in a big explosion and they get bounced all over the place and all your kit goes everywhere, it's a bit safer. I honestly think these are going to become overland campers, and you'll widen them, raise the roof and put a whopping great camper on the back. I'm not sure why these red lights are on. I'll ask Mr. Smith. Now the old indicator's going a bit slow on this side, which means there's something up. And when we look round the back, we're missing the indicator on the left hand side. And guess what? We can't get the ruby out. I'm being shagged. Get off me, get off me, get off me, you dog, get off, get off. He's a bit rampant. Yeah, sure enough, we can't get the ruby out. And in it a bastard. Now I know a man who's got several thousand ones made in polycarbonate. Just wreck it out as best you can. Try not to smash it, but if you do what you can, mate.
Tap it out.
Oh yeah, they break.
Right.
When you tap them out, like Nigel just suggested, they break. But what can you do?
Try with a bit of rag.
Get him to turn it off so you're not gassing yourself, and then give it some welly, and then we'll have to pick the bits out and try not to cut ourselves. But like I say, I've just sold another few sets of my ones that are polycarbonate, and you can drive a 432 over them, so they never seize in there, and you can do them up tight so people can't undo them and nick your bulbs and nick them. Yes, never easy, never easy. I've seen that face before. When you need your signage making, there's only one place. Roo Signs, or I call it open all hours. There he is, the man himself. He doesn't get a lot of work done, as you can imagine. He has a lot of distractions. Far too many distractions. And then he's polishing his bloody bike as well. But generally, he's very fast. Have you got some white for me?
I have.
We're into white.
There you go.
A bit of white and a bit of that.
Number plate and number plate.
Fantastic.
Happy days.
You have to have black and white on tanks, otherwise it just doesn't look right. Well done. Saved the day again. The beginning of a big day. Now, I forget the name of this rap artist. I think he's called Ghetts or something like this. I'm not sure. But a new lorry company. It was a very last minute booking. And nice lorry, nice ramps, nice and low, nice Tyson. Yeah, all looking good. How's it going, Todo?
What?
How's it going?
How's it going?
Yeah. Did you do anything with the battery terminals, or were they okay? Yeah.
-1 on both of them on this side and this side, -1 on the
Yeah, I thought that was the fault when we were actually buying it. Okay, nothing can fly off the side, can it? Shovels and things like that. Right, well, should be a good day. Let's go and meet a rap artist. Now, these lockdown laws are quite difficult to understand, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to work, and it's work that can't be done from home. So we'll see how we get on. Well, we're an hour early, and that just goes to show that there ain't a lot of traffic in London at the moment. And I just rang up my man, and he says he'll get in the shower and come over quick. He lives in Hackney. So all good fun. Should work well. I think this Abbott might have the most layers of paint I've ever seen. I mean, look at that. Look at the layers of paint, layer upon layer. It's about time it had a jolly good sandblast and a proper paint job, and then it'd be a beauty. I don't think I've ever seen one quite so original. Hello! Must get my mask on soon. I think we'll be thoroughly watched. Beginning to busy up with all sorts of camera people. It's going to be hurry up and wait all day long. But I'm an expert on hurry up and wait. And now they're talking about sticking GoPros on the flaky paint. That should be exciting. It's all going ahead very nicely, but now I notice they've got the Skepta baseball bat. That's old hat now. He should have a cricket bat and do it more of an English fashion. Hey, what about a cricket bat instead of a baseball bat? More British. Lots of road builders around today, but I haven't actually seen one do any work yet. So one of them looked at a shovel earlier. Oh, there is a mini digger down the other end there. But these guys are just kind of holding hands and, you know, making up the numbers basically. We always deliver. I think this is Channel 4. It's all very eccentric. Look at that lot. It's behind you. He's found a rat. Look, there's a rat come out of McDonald's. Well, it's all kicking off now. I think Todd will be dancing very shortly. He likes a bit of rap music. I'm not so sure about it myself. I'm more of a Mantovani man. My mum used to like Engelbert Humperdinck. He was cool too. If the shine off that man's head is affecting the vision, then I apologise. We've done about 5 miles. So it's going to sweet talk them, as only Todd can. Not too much F word, hopefully. Well, all's well that ends well. It was decided that as we were working and being paid, we're allowed to do it. And if they're working, they're allowed to do it. But if they're not actually working, they can't come with us. We'd have to leave them behind. But in the end, look at that, look. Taking a picture of my exhaust. I fitted that exhaust. In the end, it's decided that, yeah, we can kind of carry on, but they don't want us stopping too much, which we never do, to be honest. So we're not getting an early day, not getting an early finish, but we like to give value. Here's something from my wife.
I'll get him one.
Ah, look at him, love. Wait, woof woof. Good boy. He's not grey, he's blue. Happy. Everybody's happy. They're not happy because they can't see what's going on because they're all half blind over there. He's happy. Are you happy, Todd?
Very happy.
Everybody's happy. He's happy. He's the main rapper.
Hello.
Hello, mate. How are you? I've just made you famous on my Facebook page.
You made me famous.
Yeah, you won't,
I
mate.
think I've made
You
very
might
famous.
be surprised how many people watch my daft movies. up here, a big bus pulled out the way to let us in. So it all got very lucky. And I think everyone was happy, and the police were happy. Everyone was happy. He looks happy. There you are, he's happy. He's been pretending to dig up the road all day long with his mates. What they're doing is they're taking soil out of that hole over there, then they're putting it in that hole, and then they're taking the soil back out of that hole and put it in that hole. And that way they all keep busy and all get a wage, and they're happy. Well, it goes from having loads of fun and mucking around and chancing your hand with the police to a little bit of a detour to my old mate Mac's truck. Now Mac run a club here, and we kept a tank on that corner for 10 years, probably more. In fact, we've got a claim to that bit of land there, and I might have a little bash at it one day. But his club's been closed since March, I think, when the pandemic started. And anyway, this is a shrine to his death. This was his big old truck. Heartbreaking. A lovely, lovely guy. And we're coming down here next week, I think on Wednesday, with Tank Hearse, and he's having that for his funeral. And yeah, this will be a hard one, a very, very hard one. It's always hard doing a funeral, but when it was someone you really thought a lot of and you knew them, it's a different kettle of fish. Now I know he's got a Humvee, and his widow was talking about me buying it. Problem is, there's Humvees everywhere now because the American army aren't using them. But maybe if there's anyone around, I'll have a look at it. If I don't need it myself, maybe I can place it. Sad, very sad. Nigel, he got it off the low loader. You beat us. Well, we had to go and have a look at a funeral site. The Gruffalo parks it beautifully. Hello, Tyson. A long day, but successful.